coming out here, especially on a somber day after everything that we experienced last night. But I do want to say thank you to our council member who I knew was up late watching those contests come in. But also because we also know last night gave us an example, a glimpse that our city is in for a long haul now, a battle that's going to be representative outside of the city, and we need to stand by him in the same way that he stood by us. And what I'm saying to everyone is that also means that in the same way that he stuck his neck out to fight on behalf of us, even in a sector of the community that doesn't belong to him, because of the way that this was carved out purposely for that to happen, that he stuck his neck out, and we need to stick our neck out for him as well. Right? Then we need to come together and show now that this is not just about negotiating with the city. This is not just about what's happening in this building today. What's happening in this building today is a clear example that there are systems in this city in place that want to shut us down as people, right? That there are systems in place in this city that are comfortable with the way that rezonings and development goes on in our community that's absent of people. And we need to really challenge that. Because if we don't challenge it, if we don't come together, and as he said, I'm going to use his words because they're fitting. Sometimes we half-step. And sometimes we half-step in a way where we don't benefit from the half-step. And that's why business as usual takes place. And we need to show now more than ever that business as usual hasn't benefited us. That business as usual has put us in the same position that we find ourselves year after year, decade after decade. This isn't the first time we fight, against this. If you look at Williamsburg, you look at Bed-Stuy, we've been doing this for the long haul, right? And what we're here today saying is, again, after a long day yesterday, is that we still believe the little guy has a voice here. And we still believe that the little guy has champions that are going to fight for him. And not just Antonio, we have to also thank our congresswoman who is not here today, but more than ever after last night, we have to rally around her. Yeah. Because whatever effort she can do to help us, she's not going to have the same support she had at one time. Right? So that means that we all have to come together around this issue and fight for what we want out of this situation here in the Broadway Triangle with Pfizer, but also to send a message to developers that they're not going to come in our community and develop without us in mind. And that's what they're doing. And if we allow them, then shame on us. We have to come together and we have to, more than ever, fight back. Right? And nobody ever thought we'd be standing here today, because when we first went to sue the city, they said, you guys are crazy, you're not going to get anywhere. We showed them they were wrong. And we've stood together throughout that, and I don't want that because we find ourselves negotiating or doing other things that we forget that if you look around you, that's the person that stood by you no matter what. Even if you don't agree with them, they stood with you, and they're part of your community, and now we have to come together and show that unity. So I want to thank everybody before Shaker goes on. I'm sorry, not Shaker. We're going to let some of the organizations speak first. Say next is going to give a statement. I know Ramon is on his way to give a statement. And then, we can go inside as a group to support the rest of our people who are inside.